This is the Tarot Tea Leaf and Oracle forecast for the month of February 2019. If you would like a personal reading, a private reading, one of those incredible soulmate or twin flame readings, or to subscribe to the weekly star sign update, please go to the links in the description box below and do so through my website. Gemini, we start with your teacup. I made you a cup of tea. We have a look at the tea leaves that are left behind and the symbols that they represent for you for the month of February. Very busy teacup, this one. Oh, first off, I see a nice big heart in here. What's interesting is it shows within the heart someone bending over to kiss somebody. That's interesting. Okay, very romantic indeed. I see a large caterpillar with an ant in its mouth. It's very interesting. So what happens there is caterpillars change. You get the caterpillar card. Do you see that? That's also in your tea leaf cards. And that is that change is coming. And ant is normally about hard work and success following hard work. So change now comes in because you've been applying yourself, because you've been working hard, right? I get an itchy nose, which normally means there's a message coming here. Oh my goodness, it's so itchy. Vexed or kissed? So you'll probably get kissed, but I think you're going to get vexed this month as well because you'll see in your reading later. I see a bird flying. So news is coming in for some of you. It looks like a pelican. That's interesting. Pelicans catch fish, and fish is about material gain. So a bird comes in. There's news about material gain, about you gaining something materialistically. I see the head of an elephant, so some of you will be going on a short journey. I see a little kangaroo. Oh, next to the kangaroo, some excitement, a little palm tree and a bird taking off. So the unsettled times. With that comes a bit of excitement. Palm tree for me always represents sort of a breather, a time out on a beautiful island. And the bird taking off will bring, or you are going there. Somebody gets a little bit of time out after an unsettled time, which is exciting but highly unsettled. You get to fly off to somewhere that is relaxing. That's a specific message for someone, and that happens in February. And there's a little arrow pointing to that, so it's definitely a message for someone. Gosh, this teacup is full of symbols. Okay, I'm going to move on to your tea leaf cards, or I'll be here all day. Right, so the bag says something important, such as a new job or raise. We've seen that, right? We've seen a raise. I think maybe it's a raise for some of you. For some of you, there's going to be a raise coming in. There is an option, an opportunity, or something, a door opens that brings you more money in something that you've been doing. And I have a feeling you have been working hard. Someone recognizes it or realizes it, and you get a job. Raise. A job or a raise, but I feel like it's a raise for many of you, but for some of you it could be a new job. The mountain says there are major challenges to overcome. We'll discuss that a bit later in the reading because there is a little bit of excitement, challenges coming up in the reading. We'll leave that for now. The caterpillar says things will not always be this way, a change is coming. I feel this major challenge coming up is a catalyst. I feel it's moving you to better territory, new territory. It's moving you out of something which you may actually have gotten stuck in if you didn't have this challenge that comes up. Because after that challenge and the change that comes with it, there's romance and celebration and party. We've seen that perhaps romance is showing up for some of you, right? But there's definitely some kind of celebration. Then the bull says, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. And the boot says, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. There's a situation coming up this month, Gemini, which is going to need your fortitude. It's going to need your determination. The end result of it is a change which will have you celebrating, but you first got to get through whatever that is, whatever that challenge is that you're going to be faced with. It's going to require both dedication and hard work, both a willingness to just keep going at it as well as hard work, to reach that point where you're going to have a party because you have gotten through the other side and it gives you something. A raise, a new job, something comes to you because of it. Now your relationship reading is a very interesting set of cards. There's a lot going on here. You see there's separation, give your relationship a chance, and religious factors. You also get the Not For You card, Oracle card, and the Treasure Island Oracle card. For many of you, it's a case of you are going to end up spending time apart from a partner, from someone who's important to you. This time apart, I think, is due to the fact that you reached some kind of point where you are not seeing eye to eye with this person. You're not seeing them for what they are, or they just didn't really strike your fancy from the start, those of you who've just met somebody new. But what is happening here is, those of you in committed partnerships and relationships, it might be a case your partner goes away on business, or he goes away for some reason, but there is a kind of uncomfortable feeling involved here. I'm not telling you something you don't know. I don't think this is a surprise at all. That give your relationship a chance means that you need to work a bit on what's going on here. There needs to be a bit of time and effort put into that tenacity we were speaking about earlier. Because religious factors, which says your love life is influenced by your religious bringing and spiritual path, says to me you have a belief system, the two of you, and you're not seeing eye to eye on that. I'm first going to speak about those of you in relationships, and I'm going to speak about those of you that are looking for relationships. The interesting thing with this Not For You card, followed by the Treasure Island card, they're kind of opposing ideas or manifestations. It can be that you think this person is not for you. It can be that you think, you know what, they're just not my type. We don't see the world in the same way. We don't have the same belief systems. I'm going to just take my time away from them. Or it's a case of, especially in permanent partnerships and relationships, you've kind of reached a stalemate with somebody. And that separation may not even be physical. It may just be the two of you are on opposite ends of an argument at the moment, or an opposite end of viewpoints at the moment. But because the final card is the Treasure Island, I think if you work on this and you try to see it as something which perhaps you can agree to disagree, perhaps understand that one's beliefs and viewpoints in life come from your upbringing and your culture. There are very few facts. That's an interesting one. One day I will do a video about just how many facts there actually are in the world compared to what we think they are. Most of what we consider to be facts and truth and what all else not is mostly our cultural upbringing. Gosh, am I digressing today? Anyway, so now it's a case of crossing a bridge and doing the work to cross that bridge, doing the work to recognize sometimes you can just agree to disagree. When you do that, X marks the spot. You strike treasure. You find something that is absolute treasure within a relationship that you just did not see coming. Exactly how the story works out is really going to depend on your own life story. There's so many little different details that it could be. Those of you that are looking for relationships, I think this is very much a feeling of meeting somebody, kind of thinking, you know what, I don't know about this person. They're just not my usual crowd. They don't fit into what is my normal likes, and then maybe they won't even fit in with my friends, and I've never dated anyone like this before. You go your separate ways for a while, but you're going to bump into each other again. You're going to think, this is not for me. And then there's the option of actually giving this relationship a bit of a chance. It's an option of once again agreeing that you may have different cultures, you may have different belief systems, you may have different lots of things. But should you sort of explore each other's differences rather than seeing that as separation, you're going to strike gold, you're going to strike treasure with this particular person. Actually, that just gives me goosebumps saying that. Very intriguing, Gemini. Now your tarot and oracle cards. This is just a brilliant part of the reading. This is so good because the first card that you get says you will be victorious. You will be successful. It will be victorious. There is a successful outcome. So from the start, keep that in mind. The next card speaks about arbitration, about, can you see the two opposite sides crossing their swords? That's basically what's going to happen. I've already said to you, I see a bit of conflict here. We've seen there's a major challenge in your month. Can you see with your oracle card as well, chaos and conflict? So what that is saying to me is there is, okay, that's very melodramatic, chaos and conflict. There's conflict. I wouldn't say it's chaos. Perhaps to a certain extent you're going to feel that way about it. But mostly what it is a challenge to overcome. It's discomfort, it's uncomfortable, it's something that's got to be determinedly and rather doggedly worked through. However, there's a guaranteed successful outcome. And that time for a nap, the final oracle card will say you can rest after it. Didn't we see that coming in your teacup? You were going to fly off to some tropical island. You know, it can also be a metaphorical thing. Yes, for some of you, very genuinely could be doing that. After this, you could actually fly off together to that tropical island to get some rest. But the rest of you can just actually find a bit of a gap in your life that feels like that. It feels just really restful and peaceful. But it comes after the chaos and the conflict, as that card is called. I would say it may not necessarily be that melodramatic, but you're definitely going to have a discomfort in Gemini in this February that you're going to need to work your way through. And it is about arbitration. It is about finding that commonality between the two of you, all being open to knowing you need to agree to disagree. That card also does speak about setting proper boundaries. I think it's a case of sometimes we can turn a blind eye to people's differences. It's actually mostly our way of dealing with differences. We either turn a blind eye to it or we doggedly say we do not accept it. This card speaks about needing to find that middle path. Can you see how those two swords crossing on opposite sides? There's a middle path to be found here. And that's where you need to be looking. If you do, this is a victorious outcome and you get a nice break after this. But it's quite a challenge, especially with that chaos and conflict card turning up. What that chaos and conflict card does say, however, is it always clears the path. It clears a way so that new stuff can come in. And I mean, we saw with the caterpillar card that change is coming. It's clearing the way. It's getting rid of maybe old belief systems that you've too doggedly gotten stuck in, that you're maybe not even aware of the fact how doggedly stuck in you've got in that. And remember, what you believe is what you manifest in the end. Even if that belief system is so far back in your mind you've forgotten about it. But it's going to be sort of like knocked and banged at and hammered at this coming month to clear it away so that change can come in, leaving you victorious, leaving you happy, and leaving you rested as well after the challenge. I hope that you enjoyed that reading. If you would like any of those readings I offered at the beginning, the personal, private, soulmate, or subscription to weekly updates for your star sign, please contact me via the links in the description box below. That is via the website. I want to thank you for watching, listening, commenting, liking, subscribing, and for those of you that share this video, I truly appreciate it. Those of you that comment, I read every single comment. Thank you very much.